At 89, Judi Dench has begun to speak with a softness that comes from a lifetime of memory. And recently, that voice carried a deeper weight. For decades, her bond with Maggie Smith was admired from afar, but rarely explained. It wasn't secrecy so much as understanding. Some friendships don't need performance. Now, in reflecting on that connection, Dench has offered something more human than dramatic. A portrait of companionship built on time, trust, and quiet loyalty. There was no grand declaration, no single defining moment, just years of shared stages, laughter, and mutual respect. As she looks back, her words feel less like revelation and more like a gentle unfolding of something always present. What emerges is not mythology, but something far more meaningful. Two lives intertwined not by rivalry, but by recognition. Early steps toward a remarkable life. Before she became a household name, Maggie Smith's journey began in modest surroundings in Essex, shaped by discipline and observation rather than flamboyance. Moving to Oxford during wartime placed her in an environment rich with intellectual and artistic energy, where her quiet curiosity began to take form. She wasn't the loudest in the room, but she noticed everything, absorbing character and nuance in ways that would later define her performances. By the time she joined the Oxford Playhouse, her path had already begun to take shape. Acting for her was not a pursuit of fame, but a craft to be mastered. Her early exposure to Shakespearean roles grounded her in a tradition that demanded precision and emotional depth, qualities she would carry throughout her career. Finding strength on the stage. The late 1950s marked a turning point when Maggie Smith stepped onto the stage of the Old Vic, a place known for shaping some of Britain's finest actors. Here, she honed her ability to balance restraint with intensity, captivating audiences with performances that felt both controlled and deeply emotional. Working alongside towering figures like Laurence Olivier, she learned not only the demands of the craft, but also the importance of holding her ground. Theater was not always gentle, and Smith's resilience became one of her defining traits. Rather than being overshadowed, she carved out a presence that demanded attention. It was in these moments, on demanding stages, under intense scrutiny, that she began to emerge, not just as a performer, but as a force, a defining breakthrough in cinema. While theater remained her foundation, cinema offered Maggie Smith a new canvas. Her transition to film revealed a different dimension of her talent, subtle, intimate, and deeply expressive. Her role in the prime of Miss Jean Brodie became a defining moment, showcasing her ability to portray complexity with remarkable clarity. The character was layered, both inspiring and flawed, and Smith navigated those contradictions with effortless precision. The recognition that followed brought her global attention, yet she remained grounded, continuing to move between stage and screen. For Smith, success was never about visibility alone. It was about maintaining integrity in her work. This balance allowed her to build a career that felt both expansive and deeply personal. Personal life beyond the spotlight. Behind the applause, Maggie Smith lived a life shaped by both joy and challenge. Her personal experiences, relationships, motherhood, and periods of hardship added depth to her understanding of human emotion. She navigated these moments with the same quiet strength that defined her professional life, rarely allowing difficulties to overshadow her work. Those close to her often described her as resilient, someone who faced adversity without seeking attention. Her ability to continue working through personal struggles spoke to a deep sense of commitment, not just to her craft, but to the life she had built. It was this balance between vulnerability and strength that made her not only a remarkable actress, but also a deeply respected individual. A new generation discovers her. In the 2000s, Maggie Smith reached an entirely new audience through her role as Professor McGonagall in Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone and its sequels. To younger viewers, she became a symbol of wisdom, authority, and quiet compassion. Her performance carried a sense of authenticity that resonated across generations, bridging the gap between classic theater and modern cinema. Soon after, her portrayal of Violet Crawley in Downton Abbey further cemented her place in popular culture. With sharp wit and impeccable timing, she brought humor and depth to the role, creating moments that audiences cherished. These later performances didn't redefine her legacy, they expanded it, proving that her talent remained as vibrant as ever. A friendship forged over time. The bond between Judi Dench and Maggie Smith began quietly in the 1950s, rooted in shared experiences rather than dramatic beginnings. They worked together, learned from each other, and gradually built a friendship that would span decades. Their personalities differed, Dench's warmth balancing Smith's dry wit. But those differences created harmony rather than tension. Over the years, they appeared together in films like A Room with a View and The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel, where their natural chemistry reflected a genuine connection. Off-screen, their friendship remained grounded and private, built on mutual respect rather than competition. It was a relationship that didn't need explanation, only time. Saying goodbye to a lifelong companion. When Maggie Smith passed away in 2024, the loss resonated far beyond the world of acting. But for Judi Dench, it was deeply personal. Grief, she later suggested, is not something that arrives loudly. It settles in quietly, changing the rhythm of everyday life. In small gestures, she found ways to hold on to that connection, honoring memories in ways that felt intimate rather than public. There was no grand tribute, just simple acts of remembrance that carried meaning. For Dench, the absence was not defined by silence, but by everything that had once filled it. Shared laughter, conversations, and years of companionship that could never truly be replaced. A legacy of art, loyalty, and memory. The story of Judi Dench and Maggie Smith is not one of rivalry or spectacle, but of enduring connection. Both women built extraordinary careers, yet their friendship remained one of the most meaningful constants in their lives. Together, they represented a generation of performers who valued craft over attention, substance over noise. As Dench reflects on that bond, what stands out is not loss alone, but gratitude for the time they shared and the understanding they built. Maggie Smith's legacy lives on through her performances, but also through the relationship she nurtured. And in Dench's quiet remembrance, we see something timeless, a friendship that, even in absence, continues to shape the heart that carries it forward.